I'm your first alert meteorologist, Callie Zanandri, with a look at the latest drought report. Now, Colorado is seeing worsening drought conditions this week. Right now, about 60% of the state is in some level of drought, and conditions are getting drier across portions of Jefferson, Douglas, Arapahoe, and Denver counties. All 4 counties are now classified as abnormally dry. This trend marks an early warning stage of drought. Now, the Southwest, as we take you out there, places like Durango and Cortez, we're seeing some of the driest conditions there, and this is partly due to a weak snowpack in nearby mountain ranges, which means less water flowing into rivers and reservoirs. Now, early next week, we do have the potential for some real drought-busting water coming our way. We're looking at heavy rainfall Monday through Wednesday, where we could see 1 to 3 inches of precipitation fall here in the Front Range. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that forecast, as we could get some very meaningful moisture to make a comeback statewide, and this could definitely help drought conditions, as right now we are seeing conditions get worse. Now, joining me now is Jimmy Luffy from Denver Water. We're talking about drought, we're talking about the snowpack. How is that impacting folks here in terms of watering?
Yeah, no question that there's an impact, and you see, you don't want to see snowpack levels this low as statewide. In general, in Denver, we're actually doing a little bit better than the statewide situation overall, so we still expect to be in a decent position going into the summer water-wise, being able to fill our reservoirs, and hopefully we'll be all right. But at the same time, it's a dry climate. We're semi-arid, it's going to get hot, and that can change really quickly, and you never know when you're going to get hit with the next drought. So we're here today to talk about our summer watering rules, which are in place starting today, and they run through October 1st. And these are really our guidelines and our tips that we really try to push out every year to remind folks to keep water at the top of mind throughout the summer, and just go through those best practices and make sure things like not watering during the hottest times of the day, between only water from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m., only water 2 days a week, 3 days in the hottest part of the summer is okay, but rules like that. And then just being on the lookout for waste outside as well in the yard, whether you're broken sprinkler nozzles or all of those sorts of things. So we're just really trying to inform folks and help educate and keep our summer watering rules at the top of mind, so that we can protect this resource and enjoy a great Colorado summer while making sure that we're doing the right thing for our water.
Many people may not realize this, and I sure didn't, but the majority of folks have their sprinklers set to run at 5 a.m. on Monday morning. And you really want people to change that schedule up. You're talking about shaving the peak. What does that mean? For
sure. It's something that we've noticed in the past few years, that there's a very specific surge and spike in water demand on Monday mornings at 5 a.m. every single week in the summer. And this is, it's kind of funny, and it's like, okay, well, this is clearly just a default setting for sprinkler systems that people want to set it, and then they forget it for the summer, and they think that they're in a good spot. But because it hits every week at 5 a.m. on Mondays, we notice that spike is actually pretty tough for our system. It strains our system in different ways, makes it tough for our operators to send water through town. It takes a lot of energy, costly energy. It's just kind of an inefficient period of the week, each week in the summer. And so that's why we're really asking for the help from the community to maybe consider a different day, a different routine. If you've got it set to Monday at 5 a.m., maybe consider doing like a Tuesday and a Friday, or a Tuesday and a Saturday, or Thursday, any other day, really any other day other than Mondays at 5 a.m. is what we're asking for. But to spread that water use throughout the week is going to really help us be more efficient and save on energy and just do the right thing for our system.
Now, you're saying 2 days a week. I know that's the recommendation, but is just 2 days a week really enough for a healthy lawn in Denver's climate?
Yeah, it is. If you do it the right way, it is definitely enough. And so we look at this as, if you water enough on those 2 days that you don't need to the rest of the week. And if you're watering, let's say, I'll use a quick math example, so this is going to go crazy because I'm terrible at math, but if you're looking at like 14 minutes a day, or 28 minutes a week, let's say, because of math. So 28 minutes a week that you want to run one specific zone, it's better to run that for 14 minutes 2 days as opposed to 4 minutes 7 days. And the reason for that is the more that you can water at once in one zone, the deeper that water can go into the grass and help the root systems grow deeper. And the deeper root systems in your lawn is how you're able to foster a healthier lawn, one that's built to last and built to battle drier, hotter summers. You want deeper root systems, so watering 2 days a week really is the best practice there. And then the other part of that too is to consider the cycle and soak method, where if you're watering 2 days a week, to split that up, to do, if you want to do, back to my math, 14 minutes, you cut that in half and you do 7 minutes, and then you do the rest of your zones for 7 minutes, and then you go and do another 7 minutes at that same zone, and that gives the roots and the soil enough chance to absorb that moisture, let it get down deep into those root systems, which is, again, the goal of a healthy lawn.
Now, mowing height also can impact things. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. All about root systems today. I didn't think I'm the root system guy, but here we are. So it's the lawnmower height. If you set it to 2.5 inches, 3 inches for Kentucky bluegrass, cool season grasses like Kentucky bluegrass, which is the most popular in homes. If you leave it a little bit longer, it provides more shade and it helps conserve water. It gets the most out of that water in the soil, so that it doesn't dry out as quickly, and it protects the roots so that you get more out of that water use and it doesn't just evaporate out of the soil so quickly.
Now, you don't have to mow your grass as much, which is also nice. Now, you're recommending 2 days a week, but if it's especially dry, how can you tell that? How do you tell if you need to add that third day?
Sure. I mean, in the summer, we're going to have stretches, as you know, where it's going to be 10, 20 days in a row where it's hot, dry, no rain, and so you can kind of pick up on it there. But at the same time, if you really want to test your soil and see how the moisture level is doing, if you're not sure, you just you do the screwdriver test. So you take a screwdriver, you plunge it into the soil, and if it goes in easily up to 3 or 4 inches deep, and you pull it out and there's a little bit of soil on the screwdriver, that means that there's enough soil moisture. Vice versa, if you get a lot of resistance and it comes out and there's no soil on it, it's probably a little bit dry and you might want to consider a little more water.
What is the single most important thing someone could do today to conserve water going into the summer?
Yeah, we just really want people to keep it in mind. I mean, just always remember the water in the summer. We're in a dry climate. It's semi-arid. It's always going to, you never know when the next drought is coming, but it's always going to be right around the corner. So we just want people to do the right thing, water the right way, and we have a lot of resources on our website available, denverwater.org/conserve, and a lot of great resources and tips to help people learn and understand the right ways to use water throughout the summer.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jimmy, and we'll see you here next week for your First Alert Drought Report.